I suck.
Yeah, so good. It's okay.
Hey, we am live. Sorry for the slight delay, guys. I was in the middle of uploading a video and everything was like right on track to just screw my whole thing up. And then I needed to go get a drink. So, cheers.
Cheers.
And I do have a couple of awesome dudeses over here. So we have a Justinus. For those who don't know Justinus builds, good dude.
What's up?
First time over here on the channel. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And then, of course, you guys know the Joe Guns. So, who was just here last week. Yeah, that was fun. So I had to have a last-minute substitution on the judges. So Joey came in clutch and knocked it out. He's been a judge before, so he knew how to do it. And Mr. Justin over here also has done the thing before in his own life. Was the phone ringing? Okay. So either way. Huh?
I don't hear anything.
Oh, I thought I heard a phone ring. We got a lot of people in the chat already. Let's see. I got a Jerry Leal. I got an Antonio Freitas. I've got a Rodimus 13. Random Man 3. What's up? Nino Ruiz. So we've got a few of the entrants already there. We got a Ben R. We got a Josh Fisher. We got Josh Fisher, who unfortunately didn't get to join in this year. I was super excited to see his build, but he couldn't get it done in time due to life. Much like the Joey.
Yeah, I was going to say same.
Yeah, two of the people I was super interested in seeing what they were going to do. Elbow coughs. That's funny. And then Jonathan RG also there. So, and then there's Eric. So we're getting most of the contestants in here. That's awesome. So guys, so what was y'all's experience? You two, in having to be thrown into the mix here.
I mean, I'm happy that I was able to participate in some way. Since I wasn't able to get my project done.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the flip. I was thrown in here from the beginning. It was just nice to, I like doing this kind of thing. So it's nice to be able to contribute.
Yeah. And I try to keep it fairly well organized. There was a couple issues, but I think it worked out pretty smoothly, honestly. Now my phone is buzzing. It's one of those things. I don't know. And guys, we are definitely going to make you like edge of your seat. We're going to go through it though. Now, I'll be honest. I'm not going to go through every single build tonight, just the winners. I will be posting up a video of everyone's entry, everybody's submission. There's some really good stuff this year. A couple things that really blew me away. And then a bunch of people who definitely upped their game from last year. And a whole bunch of new people who joined in. So it was actually really, really good. I don't have a total right now on the money raised because I'm waiting on the last deposit from entry fees to hit the bank. And then I'm going to kind of get it to a nice round number just to, finish things off. And also, I did have to reorganize the prizes just due to the amount of entries. So everybody who was going to be an extra donator, like there's another guy down here in Texas, Gundam Planet, stuff like that. Just we're going to go with the prizes we have. So I did reorganize just the ones that we were missing, filling in gaps and stuff like that. So just transparency, because it's going to look different a little bit to what the rules originally stated, but just making sure that less people have to do less things, especially in this day and age, keeping it pretty streamlined. Then again, most of the work is on me because I have the pile of prizes right here. So yay, you can play with all those things. Gordon's builds. See, there we go right there. Highway Star S2000. That's a cool name. But yeah, it was an interesting run this year. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. So let's start out with the only international entry we got, which is kind of sad. I was hoping more people would do it. So that makes it pretty easy to point out who that was. So I'll pop it up here on the screen. Yay! Was a pretty cool custom or slightly custom Grimgeared. I loved this particular image. It's like the re-entry shot, kind of. And then, unfortunately, not all the pictures were the same size. So this little guy here, unfortunately, I did like the fact that he did add the cape. And that was Vincent Lee. Sorry, I didn't have the name pulled up right there. So I can't make that any bigger. I apologize. Well, maybe I can. Hold on. Will it let me? Yeah, I can. There we go. I can enlarge it there. Yeah. So it's not the best quality. I apologize. I got to do what I got to do around here. But either way. So Vincent Lee, you won the international prizes. That was really cool. I do appreciate you jumping in from the UK, and we will be doing you a $60 online gift card to wherever. So yeah, that way we don't have to worry about shipping, and you can buy your own thing that you want. That's pretty good. I like my international people, and this year was the first time we really opened it up to anywhere because we were just doing online prizes, not really worried about shipping anything. But it was pretty cool Grimgeared. It was all hand painted, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So as an intermediate entry, it was nice. There were some nice details picked out there, and then the added cape was fun. The red lighting on that was really nice. Yes, it was. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do this. I'm spinning a lot of plates, as you can tell. There's 22 people watching, so I guess a lot of people want to know who won. You watch. This is going to be more successful than our Re-Rise reviews. So I'll always open up to your guys' critiques as well of the builds. So if you had anything to say to somebody who is hand painting and wants to up their game, what would you give for advice? We'll start with Justin.
Obviously, the age-old critique. Thin your paints down, multiple thin layers. Play with it. Don't think that just because you're hand painting something, you can't do gradients and transitions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Color. The biggest thing with hand painting is choosing the right colors.
Yeah, because he said he had a problem with that. He thought he was getting the right kind of magenta and ends up getting a lot more pink after it dried. But yeah, thinning it out and doing more layers to get even coats and not a lot of brush strokes and stuff like that. Now, Joey, you do a decent bit of hand painting right now, right?
Yeah, I do. Definitely same thing, age old, make sure you're thinning out your paint. The one thing about red paints especially is the tone of the dried color is never the same as what it looks like in the bottle. So
no.
So I recommend just doing some testing, go to the dollar store, get some spoons like, a lot of people do.
Different undercoats.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of roboting on y'all's end. I wonder if that's me. Are y'all seeing any issues?
Nope.
Okay, so it's probably just me. Great. That's great. The host has the issues.
Well, as long as the audience doesn't have any problems, it shouldn't interfere too much.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they're hearing. Hopefully, it's fine. Justin has a really good video on hand painting Gundams. There you go. By the way, I'm an asshole. If you don't know who he is, go check out Justin's builds either here on the YouTubes or on the Twitters or wherever else. He's kind of on all of the things.
I'm on too many of the things.
Too many of the things. Right now, being on social media just sucks.
It really does.
I'm just not going to go into it, but yeah. It's good from this end. Okay, so it's just me that's hearing all the issues. Great. Maybe I'll turn off the banner. One last thing going. Just thought it was cool. I thought it would look cool. I even added the orange and stuff. And of course, a reminder that all the proceeds and stuff from this are going to the National MS Foundation, or I believe. And it's National MS, but I forget if it's Foundation or Society. Society, that's what it was. That's right. Oh, and sadly, Nate Simmons, my partner in this one, can't join us. He has a whole bunch of sick kids to deal with all of a sudden. Seemingly there was a birthday party that is not ending well. So instead of talking cool stuff with us, he's dealing with, little kid puke.
Better him than us.
I think we got the better deal.
Absolutely.
So hopefully I'll have Nate on later to talk about stuff. Audio's good. Robots are in your head. Or, well, at least in my ears. Invest in wet palette. Keeps your paints wet and custom schemes preserved. Okay, that's cool. What is Joe Guns building? Are you still working on Bjarland or something else?
No, this is the Gundam Mark II version 2.0 Master Grade AU colors.
I did that one.
It's my favorite Master Grade. I love
nice
the Mark II 2.0.
Is he doing good though? Oh, Nate. Yeah, Nate's actually doing pretty good. Maybe I'll have like I said, I'll probably have him on after the fact, and we can talk about it all and see how he's doing. Just health wise, as far as I've seen, he's been doing pretty good. He posted a really big, like, Transformers haul the other day over on his channel. So
ooh, nice.
He's definitely got some cool stuff happening. Okay, let's see here. Now I have to do the thing where I switch folders and close other things so I can move up the ladder. We're going to go into the intermediate category. Now, one thing I will talk about specifically is that some people need to work on their presentation just a little bit. I know that it's not easy to post high-res pictures and stuff like that, but this particular entry sent 12 emails with pictures instead of just using a Google Drive. So the third place intermediate winner, let me double check here, and I did have to change up what the prize was. So we will have the RE100 Jagdoga is now the prize for this one. So yay for that awesomeness. I want to build this myself. I think it's a really cool looking mobile suit. But if he's here, he already knows who he is. And I forgot to do the screen share. There it is. Is this really nice custom Barbatos by David Voss. And he kit bashed a little bit with the Barbatos, then adding in some HG parts. I don't have a ton of the pictures here because, once again, I said he had so many. We get a nice close-up shot here. You get the custom shoulder from an HG, and then an arm cannon also from another HG, and just did some cool custom paint. Added some orange color, some nice details. My only criticism of this build was I couldn't tell if he purposely did weathering or was having some paint issues. Like, especially around the thighs. Like, the silver on the thighs looked somewhat weathered, but I couldn't tell if that was on purpose or just his paints weren't cooperating or didn't dry right. I don't know if you guys could see that.
I think I had the same problem you did when I was going through. If it was weathering, I would say, like, adding a few more tones would definitely help kind of unify everything.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if it's a paint issue, good job.
It looks like it might have flashed.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it happen, especially on silvers, where some parts dry quicker than others, or it's a slightly thicker, so it starts. But at that point, I would embrace it and then purposely start, scunging up some stuff.
Yeah.
I will say, like, he had some details, but then, like, panel lining was questionable throughout it. Some places didn't have it. Some places he didn't clean it up. Like, he had some brown, I believe, behind the knees, and where it pooled, he didn't clean it. Whenever I post all the pictures, you guys will see some of that. And that's what we got to do. We have to nitpick, especially when some of these are so good. You really got to look at the small stuff. And when it comes to panel lining, if you go and you do a full paint job and then none of your panel lines are done, it's kind of like just You're missing just that little bit of icing. But hey, it was good enough to win, so it's like, it's not that bad. It really wasn't. And the color scheme is interesting. The orange is kind of, but it's almost got that full armor Gundam, the green version kind of scheme happening.
It's like a muted, like military style, but like that nice orange to like kind of break everything up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to
really
mention
like
that.
Bright orange.
Yeah, no, the bright orange is nice. Sorry, I did forget to point out the fact that there were no out the box or beginner level entries. There was one beginner level entry, but everything about it was more and more questionable. The more I dealt with the guy, he said, "Okay, that's fine. You could keep the donation. That's fine." But everything about it was super questionable. It was an okay build, both of the ones he technically submitted. But there was no real proof that he built them for this contest or any time near the contest. Especially when he admitted to me that he definitely built one 2 years ago. Just like, dude, it's like, come on. It's like, I appreciate that you're trying to at least donate and add some stuff, but don't sit there and flat out lie to my face. It's not going to get you anywhere. So, but yeah, details really mattered a lot, especially considering we're doing intermediates, we're doing advanced. You really got to get in those details, little mechanical things, panel lining, eyes, little things like that, insides of thrusters. And I think that's something that many of the entries could work on in the future. If you paint a weapon all one color and don't really pick out any of the little details, it can just look boring in the end, especially after a flat coat. So that's one thing I would say across the board, except for the advanced guys. Some of those advanced guys just don't know where to stop on the details sometimes. Not that that's really a complaint, but it's like, okay, your eyes don't even know where to look because there's just so much done, and that's pretty impressive.
Points for everybody else.
Exactly. There you go. Oh, do I have a message? Why is my phone blinking at me? That's weird. I don't know why my phone's blinking at me. But yeah, so intermediate field was actually slightly bigger, and some people did get shifted around. There was a guy who entered intermediate, actually was found to be really in the advanced level, so he got bumped up. And there was a guy who entered advanced and actually ended up getting bumped down. So, in fact, that would be the second place winner. Once again, I have to do all this organization. Did that open a
Get with it, Shoki.
It
Come
did.
on.
Well, the problem is that to organize it better, I actually had to put everybody in their own folder.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a pain in my butt. But the winner of I think it's the one that Nate bought. So the Efreet Kai, the RE100 Efreet Kai is this lovely build, which I will now enlarge ever so slightly. So this one should look familiar. I know he's watching. It was actually named Ginkaku. He apparently did a double build of Ginkaku and was it Rinkaku? So nice silver and gold. And it is what did he say? It was a Strike Rouge repainted silver.
Yeah, that's definitely the
black
Rouge
and
Authority.
blue. Yeah, it's not IWSP. But yeah, it's a really, really nice, super clean build.
Yeah,
but
I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, and I only put a few pictures here. I really like this one where you got the nice outside shot, especially with the palm trees and whatnot. The natural lighting looks super good on silver.
Mm-hmm.
Just really nice, well-balanced paint job. I think there was only I couldn't tell if it was the pictures or if the paint was just slightly iffy. But it was super clean. But he didn't qualify technically. I mean, literally technically did not qualify to be advanced. And that is, of course, Strike Rouge Authority. Yes, Nino. Yep, that was you. You know it was yours. But yes, second place. So you were better off us moving you into intermediate than fighting with the advanced guys, because you would not have placed numerically. So we actually did you a good favor to do that. And we appreciate that entry. Super clean. Love the silver. Love the blue and the black. Looks really nice, dude. I don't like that one flying pose, but the job looks good. Oh, Ryzern doesn't like that one pose. Let's knock off some points. Ryzern didn't like it. Sorry, Nino, you don't win now because Ryzern said so. The only other minor criticism here is, like I said before, a little more on the details. Like overall, it's very nice, but it's more small stuff that I want to see. If I remember correctly, I don't even think there were any decals. No, yeah. It's one little thing that's lacking. Like I would have added, maybe make the blade silver, not that one, but the solid sword, or even fade it. Something, make the eyes pop a little bit more, so they stand out. So the that whole area around the face doesn't just sort of disappear. But I mean, there's it's hard to find negatives when something is painted this well.
Yeah.
It's like you have to find the things they didn't do versus things they did wrong.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I find lately, whenever I have a master grade or something that has clear eyes, if they don't have good light piping, if they don't have an LED gimmick, I just paint them a solid color, something really bright that pops, a fluorescent green or pink or a bright gold or yellow. Because if that light piping isn't going to make them pop, you just have that dark area underneath the helmet, and
Nice.
making those eyes pop out, especially on something like this, would have really kicked it up just another notch.
I think a bright orange for the eyes would have made it stand out and gone ever so slightly into the theme.
Yeah,
because I think orange to offset with the blue would have looked really good. Hey, thanks for the donation there, Hugo. Appreciate that. Robert White jumping into the stream. What's up? I just bought the Easy 8 ground type Gundam, normal Gundam, and a dragon and adjuster, all master grades. He just bought a whole bunch of stuff. I know somebody who's an Easy 8 fan. That one.
Definitely.
Go watch his Easy 8 build. It's really cool.
I'm excited to paint it.
I'll go with neon pink or green. I think the neon pink. Either way, yeah. I mean, like I said, we have to find things to nitpick because it was so good, Nino. Obviously, you said you don't take offense, but that's what we're here to do. We're here to find the things that are lacking.
I thought you were going to say we're here to offend you.
I thought he was too.
No, I definitely am here to offend plenty of people. Oh, yes. Okay. Easy 8 MG was his first kit. All right, so apparently people are really liking the ones so far. A lot of people mentioning the paint looks really good. Shots are good outside. Sam Tarner says beautiful. He entered. That was his goof custom. That was all painted orange and cool. We'll see that more in other videos. Spoiler. To be honest, I think it was more the angle of the photo. Oh, sure, blame the photo. They were pretty good pictures. Some guys really did do well in the picture taking department.
Yes.
Some guys, you don't, and like I said when I started this, you don't have to have like a light booth or a set built for reviewing or anything like that. Natural light can be your friend. You can literally go outside on a sunny day, and as long as you're not literally in a trash heap, unless that's the diorama you're going for, you can get some good lighting. Just have a decent background, get a cloudy sky, something like that. One guy who entered a couple builds, he had a really cool black background set up, but then he positioned them in such a way that you saw everything behind that. It's like he had a really cool like booth set up, but then the stands they were on, you just saw everything past that. So that's just one of those minor things you got to find in presentation. And when it's an online contest, how you show us the thing is super important. And some people, like, through the freaking wall with how they did things, and like dozens of pictures in one link instead of 12 emails. Also, guys, please don't send it as a zip folder.
Yeah.
That was super annoying.
Don't do that.
It was okay, but don't do it. Oh, I think that was Nino.
There's
So just don't do it. It's like if we need to, just Google Docs, or Amazon apparently does pictures, but has really strange security things. Like Justin couldn't see, even with the same link, he couldn't see the pictures on Amazon. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, one worked and one didn't.
And you know what's weird? So I downloaded the photos and then re-upped them with the email. When they downloaded for me, it was a really strange file type. So I've never seen it before, like HIEC or something like that. I assume it's because they're high res. But my computer's like, what do you want me to do with this? Open it. Oh. It's like, so hopefully when I eventually have to show those pictures off, it's not a problem. But then again, I mean, I can open them, so it probably just takes a second. I wanted to take more photos, but the wrist broke on build. That sucks. Ooh. Wait, which one were you, Highway Star? Hey, nothing is worse than reviewing something and having it break as you're reviewing it. Or like when I did the crossbones and the elbow shattered as I was doing the thumbnails before the review.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So literally I did the first half of the review with only half an arm until the glue set. Once the glue was set, I put it back on. So it happens. Alex. Okay. All right. I'd like to correct myself. It's Easy A Ground Gundam that came before. Also got Master Grade Jagan, Master Grade Jesta. Spell check does not like me. Oh yeah, I think he's just copying me since I've been reviewing all those lately. I just did Jessa, just did Jagan.
Jagan was
actually Jagan.
I really like
Jagan's nice. I need to get a proper LED for my Jesta though. I need to get a red one for the head. I want it to look all evil. Let's see. I'm sorry, Google Drive it is. Yes, Google Drive is actually really good as long as the security issues. Like there was one guy who shared and he actually ended up sending the photos the hard way because for some reason there was the sharing feature wasn't working. Even the links he sent me, I went to open it, nothing would go. It kept wanting approval, blah blah blah. So.
And then like if you go into your settings, you can change it to like anybody who has it can just
exactly. In the future I'll have to figure out if it's a good way to do it. Set up a drive for everybody to upload to instead of email. I don't know if that would be better or more complicated.
That's how I ran when I was doing the community spotlight videos. I have a submission link, and you can drop. I think it's 5 photos, and it puts them in a folder and it organizes them by who sent them.
Okay, I mean if that works, I'll do it that way. As long as we don't end up with like this person has a nice folder, this has like a dozen random pictures that people threw in there. The email is usually just a good way to at least send them. I mean, if you have an Imager link, Imager is actually pretty easy to use. Amazon, which is weird and new. Google Drive is always good and works virtually anywhere as long as you're not on an Apple product. It only gets a little more complicated. And yes, I am definitely delaying who won the intermediate category. Actually, I was doing that by accident because I thought I had opened the photos, but I'm messing around. So the first place winner and the winner of the MG Barbatos, obviously not mine. Mine is sitting over there still waiting to be built. This is the one for the contest. You can see the straps are still on it. And it is
not the one you unboxed last week.
No, but that would be even funnier.
That would be funny.
So, I really wish I had a way to do a drum roll. I think it'd be great. And it is. Yeah, I know. It was Eric Aguilar and his big ridiculous Coke bottle ass Psycho Zaku.
I really like.
So, what was that?
I really like the pictures of this one. Like
Yeah,
that picture is
fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oop. I don't know how that picture got in there. Oops, that was bad sorting. It's like just grabbing different pictures. Oh, that was from the thumbnails folder. That's how that got there. So there's a stray picture of Eric's build somewhere. Oh, we'll find it eventually. Either way, so Eric did a full repaint on this one. I did see the full disclosure. I saw this one in person before the contest was over because he originally came over here to take pictures. He took a whole slew of pictures and then decided not to use almost all of them. So he went home, built his own light booth with a very similar background, and then took a lot of these pictures there. So like the really good one, like the one that we really love there from behind, actually was taken on his own set. Who's getting notifications?
It might be me. Let me close my Facebook.
Okay, I'm just picking on you. Now, for me personally, I know all the things that were wrong with this kit, so I judged it a little harsher than you guys did, probably. So I know where his paint mishaps were. I know the bits that were missing. And when I was referring to weapons and stuff just painted one solid color and no details, I was referring to Eric. So if you guys don't know, for my friends who were involved in a contest, I am particularly harsh.
So in the future, guys, don't bring your kit over to a judge's house to take pictures before the competition.
Well, actually, like it may have benefited him if he had time to fix any of the issues. So there might have been a slight thing. So that was pretty good. Speaking of which, oh wait a minute, hold on. I just realized I think my prize list is off. It might be. Where was the other one? Oh, it's not. Okay. Because he said NT1 Alex. I thought he was talking about the prize. Is that what you were talking about? Either way. Oh, never mind. He was replying to Robert White. I'm like, because the Alex is one of the prizes. I was like, wait, I didn't get my prizes right or wrong, did I? Either way, so Eric is a fantastic builder, and originally he told me that he was stepping up his game this year, trying to go a little bit better. He actually was going to do 2 builds. He was actually going to do an advanced in this. Unfortunately, time didn't permit it. So hopefully next year he can bump it up and get really in the advanced. But he did do better on his paint, and after some criticism from me, he'll probably do even better. Or actually, now that he has good lighting, he'll probably do better. So one thing that's important, we were talking about finishes earlier. One of Eric's big issues is he didn't have very good lighting at his place, even with his spray booth, not very good lighting. So he couldn't tell that his clear coat was not setting evenly. So it looked very splotchy in a lot of places, but it wasn't until we were under the harsh lights of my review set that he could see that, or that he had even missed a little bit of a strip on the larger back, the big tank. There was a little section that was more gray than it was brown. So he didn't quite get all the way around it as he was painting. So, lighting is important when you're painting, not just for taking pictures. So making sure you can actually see how the thing looks, in proper lighting. That's why I paint outside. It's like I got real direct sunlight. That and I have nowhere to paint indoors. It's like all the overspray would just destroy this room, and the wife's definitely not going to go there. Dave Voss just now showed up. He's like, "What did he miss? You didn't miss anything, Dave." Except Dave, now that I can fill you in, since you are here, you were actually the 3rd place winner on the intermediate class. So yay for Dave! Everybody applaud Dave again. There we go. Get some good applauses there. Robert, sand the ball joints on the wrist of the Alex. Oh God, I hate those super tight MG wrist joints.
Yo, they were insane.
Yep. What? Okay, so Pack says the second time he's thought this, but I resemble Bubba Ray Dudley. Who is Bubba Ray Dudley?
You don't remember the Dudley Boys?
No.
Not a wrestling.
Yeah, from WWE. Well, back then it was WWF still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the name sounded familiar, but I must not have known who it was offhand. Also, thanks for the donation again, Hugo. I appreciate you just throwing money and stickers out. I'll take it. Whatever. I have to look him up now. W-E. All right. So let's go back over here. Do you guys have any critiques of these pieces we've looked at since I'm doing all the talking?
I try to chime in when I can.
For that Zaku, I really, really liked the colors that were chosen. The big giant booster on the back, the fade from like a brownish color to a darker color was really nice.
That wasn't actually painted. That was just the way the lighting was.
Well, then it was really good lighting.
I know.
Really good effects.
See, I thought he did a fade job on it, but the other pictures show it solid color the way it was.
Yeah. I liked
unless he did that after.
The Zaku color scheme that was chosen kind of reminded me of the Black Tri-Stars, which they're like my favorite characters from the One Year War era. Although it wasn't like exact, but I really enjoy that color scheme. The markings and decals were placed really nicely too.
Okay, now I see it if I had my glasses on. Bubba Ray Dudley. Okay, now I remember. So do I need to throw on some camo and then put on some nerd glasses? Is that what it is? Thanks,
I got
guys.
a plan for next year.
There you go.
Okay,
Attitude Era. Nice.
Colonel Hans Landa. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Joey. I got the inspiration from Colonel Hans Landa. Or Hans Landa. That's what Eric said to you.
Yep. I just read that out loud before you.
Oh, I was looking at Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah, you were admiring yourself?
Huh? Yeah. I was blanking my own self out. Now, I didn't think we were going to get a hot shot entry this year. Fortunately, we did. Say what?
You thought wrong.
Yeah. So this one ended up being interesting because this person did enter 2 different categories, which is fine. That was allowed for sure. I have so few criticisms of this piece, which is why it got the hot shot. The quality on it is too good for intermediate, but the overall build doesn't qualify for advanced. So that's what the hot shot category is for, guys. And that could be either your build is really good or your presentation is just beyond. And this one, as a mild custom and just a super clean paint job, is why it won the hot shot category this year. And it is, give me drum roll, please. That one. It's a super beautiful high new by good old Jonathan Gross. And yeah, this one was pretty sick for a multitude of reasons. Though I do wish more of the pictures had the eyes turned on. One, super clean. Love the edge shading. It's not overpowered. It's so subtle you almost miss it.
Yeah.
There's a few details picked out with some gold paint, stuff like that. You know, just little highlights of things, little tiny maneuvering thrusters, stuff like that. Also, this really cool base, which doesn't push it into advanced because it is just a base. It's not like a full diorama.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the only thing that I would say he's lacking is a pose. Like he's basically got, I think, maybe 2 or 3 poses out of it. But I should say most of the decal work or water slide work is really on point and clean. And he has custom MS100 logos, both on the shoulder there and on the shield. I don't know if I have a picture of the shield, but there's a good one there. So just personally, one of the very few critiques that I have of this is just that some of the water slides had some silvering. That's about the only thing I could nitpick. I don't know if you guys saw anything else.
That was all I could find too. I also would have liked to see more poses, but I also understand how difficult the high new mastery is to pose when it's on the ground.
And I don't think this was the Verka. I think this was the original, right?
No, I think it's the Verka.
That's the Verka.
Okay. Yeah. I couldn't tell because considering the way he painted it, each one stands out non-painted. This one being painted, I couldn't tell. And by the way, I forgot to mention he wins the MG Alex 2.0, which I'm also jealous of because that's one I really want. So I'm getting bad about showing off the prizes I had to have for it. But fantastic build, super clean, dirty work, I should say. So it's not really weathered, but it is. It's like
it looks
just
dusty,
super.
Like it's supposed to be dusty.
Yes. Yeah, Antonio Freitas says it straight up looks like a CG render. It's that good. In a couple pictures, yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, with that stark black background and like the way he lit it, it definitely looks like that.
Once again, lighting is important because he wasn't hiding anything. The pictures are really crisp, except for when my computer is loading them slowly. And it really does just show off how cool the high new is for a big, bulky thing, And so the build we couldn't really critique except for the slight silvering and then poses, other than trying to get like some big dynamic pose on a stand or maybe with the funnels out. There's not a whole lot you could really do with this guy, given its heft, This is the subscription version of StreamYard, causing glitches and glitchy. Streaming is nice. Okay, sorry, just criticizing the stream. Yes, it is the free version. That's why it sucks.
I think he's saying it's nicer than the others that he's watched.
I got you. Because watching others use it seems very glitchy as stream. Oh, okay. He was asking the question. Sorry. My bad. I've been actually talking to him in the Discord for the other group project we're working on with the toy passing video, which is going to be fun trying to put that together this week. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, guys, go check out the video. I posted it on I think I posted it Friday or Saturday. Should be pretty interesting, and that's just a cool community project that everybody can jump in on. So if you're interested, go check that out. The links are there for the source video and all the information and stuff like that you need. So congrats, Jonathan, for winning on the nice hot shot. So I guess that's good because I don't think he would have done as well being bumped into advanced, because the advanced category was pretty hefty this year. Which, it comes and goes. The first year there was some really beyond advanced, and then last year, of course, one of our big winner last year is in the chat right now. So his build was so ridiculous that it kind of reset the standards for the advanced category. Tony knows I'm talking about him. So just seeing if there's any other questions. Yeah, look, it looks too good to be real. Hey, don't start saying that because now I'm going to start second guessing. It's like, it looks too good. And by the way, guys, all the winners, just email me at the charity email and we can get the information. I know some of you are more local than others. Obviously, Eric, I can just meet him, give him his prize. And then everybody else, I just need to get your shipping information. And hopefully you are all in the U.S. and didn't forget to mention that you're actually international, because that would suck a lot. Especially right now. I'm still waiting on the shirt I ordered in April. It's somewhere. It's somewhere on the world.
I'm still
probably on a ship.
Anything from Japan right now. It's going to take forever.
Yeah, that sucks. All right, what else we got here? I try. Yep. Well, I guess I didn't place. Glad to participate, though. Yeah, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do the video going over the rest of the entries and stuff like that. I did write down, I don't know about you guys, I took notes on the different entries on little, things here and there. I guess that's more my job, but that way, for anybody who might need, might need just a little bit of constructive criticism, just to help them up their game. Obviously we're not picking on anybody. We're not here to insult anybody's creativity or anything like that. But that way next year you can get even higher. Not to say that Jerry, your build was cool. I'll go over it more. But the intermediate field was really nice. So we got that. We got hot shots out of the way. Let me go move over to advanced. Make sure I start at the bottom. There we go. Do the thing. Nope, not that one. That one. Oh, that's weird. That's going to be the first picture. When I downloaded certain pictures, there was no order to them. I guess because they were randomly generated titles. So, like, even though I tried to put them in order, it's not there. So, the third place winner of the advanced category, which was really hard to judge this year. Like, the top three are like only a few points apart. Actually, second and third place, I think, are only like 0.2 apart, if I remember correctly. So that's how close it was when it came to these decisions. And like, I feel like at some point I was like poking you guys, like, are you sure? It's like, look at that again, So, well, I'm not on there. Very well built everywhere. Oh, that's Sam. Yeah. Let's do some painting and just keep running. Okay, Joey, drum roll me. Bad timing, but it's okay. So third place winner is Antonio Freitas from last year. So he did a really massive diorama. This is the smallest area of said diorama where he has some 1/100 figures running around. I might have to do a whole separate video just on Antonio, or he maybe just do a builder showcase. So this was like kind of an in progress shot of the thing. You see his LED work and his ridiculous diorama that he built. Then there's the actual Justa. It's like, so there is a kit involved in this huge diorama he made. So MG Justa, which is neat, but I would say like almost the least important thing that's happening out of his whole build. So obviously a really well done build. There's a nice far away shot. So this one has height this year. So I think that's roughly 4 times the height of an MG Justa. So including the really, So he took the theme of multiple sclerosis and interpreted it into this kind of personal hell situation. And there's a very well lit version of it. So adding LEDs, this crazy human skull thing, and then basically the fighters up top with the little soldiers and stuff like that. I'll just have to go over the email. It's incredibly extensive. One thing that he is all about is making sure you know everything about his build and sending lots and lots of pictures. So it's really cool. He came up with his own little logo here for the 1319. And it's kind of based off I forgot where he said he got it from, but it's a really cool interpretation there. So congrats, Tony. You did it again. 3 feet tall. Jesus Christ. Yep. Awesome. You made it. I love that the guy who blew everyone away last year is like concerned that he wasn't going to place this year.
Right.
Though after you guys were done voting, I was like, wow, he only made third. I was like, that's scary. Yeah, no way I was going to beat advanced. Why are they so good? Time and effort. Literally, I think that's what it comes down to. See, Nino, that's why we put you in intermediate, to do you a favor. Like I said, it wasn't an insult. It's like, this is what you would have been up against. I mean, this is number 3. And also, I forgot to hold up the prize. Oh, I don't have the prize. Nate has the prize, so I can't hold that up. So the prize for that one ended up changing to be the Wing Verka MG. So if you haven't done a wing, there you go. That'd be pretty cool. So I will forward the email to Nate with your info, Tony. So there you go. Fantastic work, dude. The only real criticism I think we all had was take better pictures this next time. I know he did email. I think he contacted me, or he I forget how he got a hold of me, and he was asking if the pictures were okay. And I did say, I was like, it's really dark, and he's like, yeah, I was going for ambiance and contrast, but unfortunately it just came out dark. Unlike last year, but last year was a smaller, wider diorama, so getting close with the camera, stuff like that. And in this case, it's a huge thing that's going to be hard to light properly, but it's better that we see it all than it look cool, and you did take better lit pictures, stuff like that. Obviously I'm showing them off, so but that's the only thing that probably kept you, is if just that part of the presentation, that and the Jesta itself, while scuffed up, battle damage and stuff like that, was kind of the least important part of the build. Not that it's not good, just that's the worst I can say about it. What do you guys think?
I mean, you pretty much said everything I could have said. I would have liked to have seen like some nicer lit shots so I could see some of the details of the work that was done. But I mean, you don't need those pictures to see how massive that thing was. Like, obviously a lot of work went into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can tell you put in a lot of work on everything. I like the overall symbolism of the entire display itself. Like the broken down city scene and everything was really cool. In the future, it's okay to get those moody lighting shots, for that effect, but include some very well lit shots, even if it ruins the quote unquote mood of what you're going for, just so we can see more details.
Yeah, for sure.
And I will say, I think, from my personal opinion anyway, as far as like tying the build to the theme of the charity, no one did it better.
No.
I would agree.
For sure.
Yes.
Like I said, like Justin, if you didn't see what he did last year for testicular cancer,
I'll have to go
that was, dude, it was beyond belief. He legit, because it was balls and Haros, and he just took all the Haro play he could, along with the mobile Haros. They were supposed to be like the white blood cells defending the good cells as the infected cancer cells were coming, and those were made out of like hand molded things with like grotesque teeth. You would love it. Like, yeah, and then like, because I gave him a month extension or 2-month extension, Joey.
Yeah,
was
I think it was 2.
Yeah, 2-month extension. He even added more to it. Like, he added like almost like a mouth of hell where the cancer cells were coming out of. Fucking ridiculous, dude. Seriously, go check out his build from last year.
Yeah.
If you go to my Facebook page, I've got all of the stuff from last year in one big folder, so make your life easy.
Okay.
What? Robert White is okay. So they're talking about the lights and stuff like that. That's cool. Let's see. Please let you know. Hold on. What was he saying? But either way, so obviously, the symbolism and the themes and stuff that he can come up with after researching, like that's what he said in the email. He did a lot of research on the disease and the people who both live with it and fight it, and then to come up with a cool theme and diorama, especially on this scale, which is ridiculous. It reminds me of like Cake Wars,
Yeah,
that's what I thought of immediately. I was like, is this Cake Wars? Can you eat that? Because if not, what are you doing with it when you're done?
This man put a gun on cake.
Yeah. But overall, fantastic work as usual, Tony. So, take our minor criticisms to heart. Obviously, he it's not that he doesn't know, but it just limitations of where you're at. Like, where do you take pictures of something that big?
Everybody wants big, and when you go to take pictures of big, you have problems.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I expected that.
Kind of. That's what she said. It's like, all right, so let me go back and do all my moving stuff around. Now, this is the one I'm concerned with, making sure the photos actually open properly. Don't fight me, you silly machine. Okay. It should work. All right. So this was one of the people who did enter both categories. And I say both because we only ended up with intermediate and advanced. And this was one where we really had to debate a little bit. I think like it's just kind of like this would have been the ultimate winner if not for the actual winner, because it just kind of went above. So once again, it's somebody who has already been around. So Joey, if you wouldn't mind. And it is the other build from Jonathan, which
the first
he's
one
the only. Yes, that's the first one you went after, and he's the only person I think who stepped outside of Gunpla and actually went with a Kotobukiya kit
and Max Factory as well.
Yeah, so he did this small but pretty awesome diorama, including the Metal Gear. Is that Rex or is that the other one?
That's Rex.
Okay, and then what was this character from?
It's from, I think it's its own thing. I don't think it belongs to anything. I could be wrong about that, but it's just like Max Factory did a line of like miniatures, but they're fully color separated kits. Okay,
but yeah, so including a character along with this just absolutely ridiculous build. I mean, look at this paint job. What even is that?
My favorite things about this, I love the yellow tones that were used, and you could tell that there's a lot going on with the undercoat to kind of like get all those shifts. And I really, 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 really like the decal work.
Same. Yes. Yeah.
I like the decal work. I like the kind of Spirit of 76 thing that's going on. And just I didn't know what to think about this. I really didn't. I was just like, okay, well, there's our.
I wasn't really sure what to go into because I haven't done any research on like what you guys do or like the quality of builds that get entered. And this is the first thing I opened. And I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah, and then the fact he included a barrel of gasoline off to the side, which is pretty neat. And just like I want to see some in progress pictures, and I like the multi stages of the missiles opening up there, and just like what even are we dealing with? I mean, come on, and like the scale work of the palette, and then this other little helper droid, and I believe those are the legs off of Roy from 30-minute missions.
Yeah,
under the little droid helper guy there. So I mean, I want to see the in progress pictures of this because it's stupid. This thing is so damn stupid.
It's
like
super cool.
And you guys could probably test it. It's kind of shocking that he ultimately didn't win.
Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah.
Like that's the scary.
I was convinced this was going to be the winner because I'm kind of like very partial to Metal Gear anyway. But I was like, when you see the winner, I think you'll understand.
Yeah.
But
he does mean you guys. Obviously, we know the winner. Oh, and once again, I'm stupid. He won the Avalanche Exia. So that's a pretty fun kit. Not gonna lie, the Avalanche Exia that I looked at last year was really nice. I gotta make sure that doesn't fall over. Also, that was donated by Jerry Leal. So he entered the contest and donated a prize.
That's
so
awesome.
He won his own prize.
Yeah, I thought about that. It's like it's like, hey, here's your thing back. Thanks for sending it to me to look at the box for 2 months. And yeah, that's a good point, Josh. Yellow is like pretty much the most difficult thing to paint. Color, rather. I mean, I would argue white also sucks depending on how you're applying it, but
white is
yellow.
It's hard to keep white clean.
It's hard to keep white clean, but it's even harder to make yellow look dirty without looking like crap.
Yeah. I've learned some tricks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jonathan, before I post everything later, or actually, if you want to come on to do a builder showcase because you won twice. By the way, he's like the only person I think who managed to win, like legitimately win 2 prizes. So I think next year we're gonna have to limit. I think I'll have to change the rules ever so slightly. Can't enter multiple categories because I'm gonna go broke shipping stuff to the same person over and over. But I think that's fantastic. Entered 2 categories and placed in 2 different categories. So fantastic work, Jonathan. You blew us away. Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's essentially flawless. The only thing I picked on was the hand painting on the figure. Just edges and stuff. But one way I kind of looked at it with her is like if he had done like some chipping and made it look like an old toy from the 40s and gone with a very different kind of thing, I think that would have been pretty neat in and of itself. Like make it look like it was a doll that was hand painted in the 40s rather than a character that's in the scene, which I think is that's what I couldn't tell is was she supposed to be a statue or a character?
The
answer is
I kind of interpreted it as like a kind of throw scale out the window kind of thing.
Yes. That was part of the rules. Scale didn't matter as long as you started with a 1/100 kit. You could make it in whatever scale you wanted. So let us know, Jonathan. Was she supposed to be like the pilot character or a what's the word I'm looking for? Spokes model for the brand, I guess. Which I mean. Yeah, well, I mean, think of it literally, like she's like, she's the gasoline girl, so to speak. Which I don't. It's too mind blowing. Like I look at it and go, well, I'll never be that good, but I'll try down the line. Like you said, the layers under to get the color shifts and the different shading and the different edges. I that's something I don't have a. It's like that technique doesn't exist in my brain yet. So it's a mystery to me.
I'll tell you straight up right now. The first thing you want to do is throw the idea of using black out.
Oh yeah. No, I've seen that before using all kinds of other colors. So when you've added the top layer, it shifts because black is just black. William Indo, I tried painting yellow like a pleb hand painter. That didn't go well. No. Yellow hand painting. No, I know that pain. I 100% know that pain. What's he got?
A whole box of Warhammer figures that I'm painting yellow.
Oh, yep. Off-world racing. Oh, okay. It's supposed to be a race team. So, like, that's cool. I mean, I gathered it was almost a cruise situation. It's just I wanted to know, like, specifically. But now I kind of want to see another one of her, like it's a statue dedicated to her. Like she was the winner and then something happened. Either way, ideas for the future, Jonathan. But either way, fantastic job. No other words for that. Now I have to do the thing where I close windows. And then you guys distract them for a minute.
Hey, guys, look over there.
Oh, shit. Well, he didn't mean me. Okay, there's the big winner. Now, this one, I specifically reordered the pictures so that it would show off properly as I went. So, as we've already discussed, the overall winner of the advanced category was even above that, which is scary. And we were all actually equal in our points count, which I thought was interesting. Even though the numbers weren't the same, yeah, every single person graded it the same amount of points, even if the actual scoring wasn't exactly the same. So, at least for me personally, this was one that got a perfect 10 in at least one category, or one judging category. And then for everyone else, we all basically gave it the same amount of points. It was nuts. And it was one of the earliest entries. So I've been sitting on this one, knowing it was there almost since you could enter. And when he started posting pictures on Facebook, I was like, shut up, don't say anything. Shut up, don't say anything. Like, I don't think he was pointing it out. So the winner of this monstrosity. So the nice turn red Astray for those who love giant swords on their bots.
Now with extra swords that you can't hold.
Exactly. Now, I actually originally wanted to get the red dragon one, for the prize, but I could not find a place to get a hold of it. Joey, drum roll, please. So, the advanced winner is an unfinished ashtray.
Nice.
So, it is actually Gordon's builds. So, I purposely made sure I lined up some of the in-progress pictures because this was insane. This was an insane transformation. Starting out with a blue frame. Which version of that blue frame is it? Not the, because I have the second revised. That's the okay. And then and he did a ton of scratch building, as you can see on these shoulders, using clear to make effect parts, adding custom horns, chains. And then here's a nice in-stage bit of painting progress.
I just to confuse.
Yeah.
Before I got to this picture, when it was just like all the scratch building before any paint work or anything had been done, I thought, what is he doing? This is terrible. And then I started seeing all the paint work. And then I was like, okay, he knows
the
what
washes.
He's doing.
I was really confused.
The washes.
I opened the first picture, and it was just the kit snapped up, and I was like, advanced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like scrolled through the pictures, and then like stuff started popping up, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. And then this is an in progress picture of the diorama, which actually kind of looks like a cake. Looks like some kind of chocolate chip fudge cake with some Hershey's right in the middle. But just showing the construction of this was impressive in and of itself. So there's another teaser from behind, just to give you an idea of what you guys are dealing with. And then from the front. There's no words for the amount of work that went into this. Like, Antonio did a ton of work building his overall set piece. This was a ton of work every step along the way. And when I show off all the pictures later, it's insane. It's just nuts. So look at this nice close-up shot of the actual gate of the shrine with the bells. Now, I assume most of this is probably miniatures, or at least somewhat scratch build, but the tiny rope and stuff like that. The trees are obviously all miniatures, and the rocks. But then even has like either the temple or palace, whichever it is. And then the use of the translucence for effect parts. The hammered look of the armor, which you can see really well in this shot. It's just like, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this?
I love the little scrolls and stuff.
The ceiling scrolls. Yeah. Okay, so he does say he hand or scratch built everything. Okay. See, you need to you skipped some of those photos. Like, you jumped to the stages. I want to see that. If you have photos of that, I do want to see them. Not because I don't believe you, because I just really want to freaking see it. But yeah, the seals, the chains, the hair added to the.
You know, a lot with mixed textures, which is something I've like recently started to look for in builds.
Yep.
Yeah,
mixing textures and finishes is really important. And I love how it fades from like more of a solid blue to a light blue, like it's a ghost that's sort of phasing in and out.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of either like, I don't know, some sort of god or demon of ice or maybe electricity or something.
Yeah.
It's really fucking cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a demon of sorts, some type of Oni. And I like how it looks like it's just rising up out of the ground. And then, of course, there's the little palace there. That's just crazy. The rock work is nuts. Like, you forget what you're looking at. I do love the tuft of hair, which is really neat. And it is removable. He did show pictures of it with and without it. I posted a video on YouTube how I built everything from beginning to end. Cool. And, of course, I believe you said you wanted to actually come on to do a builder showcase. I forget. I Are you local? Because I know you do a lot of stuff with Gundam Kingdom. So I think he might be somewhat local. Gordon, that build is so sick. I love your work. Yeah, pretty sure he's local. But yeah, look at. I mean, the trees are just perfect. There's like, well, see here. I don't know if that's just the background or he actually took the shininess off the building. There, it's like really gold. There, it's like really gray. Don't know. Either way, if I could see this in person, I would definitely love to see it in person. It's like I will drive to you. You're in Houston. Cool. Can I see this in person? Because I really want to take my own pictures and touch it and lick it.
Don't let your work. Don't put your work in danger.
Shut up, Joey. Hey, I don't have to touch it. I just wanna. Either way, but the plaster or whatever he's pouring over the foam molds. It's like, did anybody else think that just looked like marshmallow fluff?
Yes.
Like when I was pouring out of the thing, I was like, just the sculpt work, just everything. It's like, I'm sorry, Antonio. Like I was super expecting you to be on top. I really was. And then this came along. I was just like, well, shit. New bar. It's like it's like, well, you set the bar last year, and Gordon went, I don't know what your bars are. No licking. Shush. It's Gundam Kingdom shop right now on display. I will go to Gundam Kingdom. Don't lick it. Why not? It looks like candy. The hair looks like blue cotton candy. That's how you catch things. I got a good immune system. Either way, this was nuts. This was super nuts. I don't even. I guess there's we have one more prize to do, right? Yeah, we still got to do best in show, which actually took some debate. Last year and the year before didn't. This year did take some debate because Joey and Nate actually agreed on a different person for a different reason. So unfortunately, due to my connection to Thomas Rice or Rodimus 13, I had to abstain from making that. So they were actually voting up Thomas to be best in show. And then Justin had to come along and ruin it for everybody with a differing opinion, which is why I have different judges. But so you threw out Jonathan RG again, but unfortunately he already won 2 prizes. I'm not going to send him 3. That's just really unfair. So you would, had you not won an intermediate, Jonathan, you probably would have best in show with your advanced piece. So you'll have to try harder next time. Tony, it was the pictures. That's all it was. It's it's not your build. It was only in the pictures. Though I would say talk to Gordon about doing some other stuff. Though that hammered texture, I know that was done with like the Dremel and just come. I really want to play with that texture that he did on that armor. So the winner of this big motherfucker, the Fazzy, the Fats, the Fat Faz. Like there's not really any reason to it's the same one that just won advance. Let's just there's no arguing about it. Like the only other defense we had was that Antonio went with the theme. That's the only other defense. Is like, okay, well, he had the theme down, but this is just too many levels above. So Gordon, you technically won 2 prizes there, buddy. So real big congratulations to you. And I'm going to make sure I sort these boxes out later on. So applause all around. Got to do the round of applause. So
I won't do it.
Yeah. So this year I didn't know what to expect, and these things happened. And I'm glad Joey got to participate because he was a judge last year, so you got to see these things literally last second.
Yeah. I'm glad I got to be a judge because I would not have placed it all. We had some really, really good kits this year, really good entries.
Yeah, even the intermediates, and this is not degrading anybody. The lower end intermediates were all good fighters as well.
Oh yeah.
Like, so it's just like there were no there's like no real mild work. There's nobody who's just kind of there. Like everybody tried, and like I of course appreciate that as the person running the thing. I don't want anybody just throwing, you know, some garbage build they did 2 years ago at me and claiming they built it now.
Which is what I was going to do. No, I'm kidding.
And once again, the rules were if it was an old build, just show it off and then change it. That's all you had to do. And that's kind of what Gordon did. He already had the pre-built Astra and then modified the hell out of it.
I'm going to say all the entries were good. I think what held a lot of people back was going to be presentation. You know, you can't get, you know, a complete smooth background behind you. Just make sure it's not a bunch of cluttered mess.
Yeah.
You know, put something interesting in the background.
There were one or two entries in particular that, like, I went to the pictures and I immediately looked at something else, and that's never a good thing.
Yes.
You don't want anything distracting from the thing. And honestly, it's only a few bucks to go buy a black sheet from Michael's or Hobby Lobby, or like he's got right there, or paperboard, something. And some guys had just a foam board box, like I can say it now because the judging's over. But Sam had a nice foam board black box that he was trying to take pictures in. Unfortunately, his builds were not within the box, so all you saw was the things behind it. Would have been super cool. Yeah. Either take them off the stand. I love the dynamic posing you were going for, things like that. But yeah, and I think that was somebody else had that. Jerry in particular. And I kind of like the idea that all his pictures were taken on his desk where he builds, except it was very distracting with the background.
Yep.
But he did mix in depth of field a few times and focusing, like, you know, stuff like that. So you can do a lot. You really can. But make sure that your piece is what we should be focusing on, not random crap in the background.
Yeah.
So presentation or hindered, rather, didn't necessarily hurt anybody, hindered most of the entries that weren't at the top. Like I said, if Tony had probably presented a little bit better, he probably would have been second, not third. It's just kind of a, you know, it's like it would have been back and forth between him and Jonathan. It would have just been like, where are those 0.2 points going, you know? But it was presentation from my end.
The other thing was posing.
Yes.
And there are some kits where, like, the hips just aren't very posable, or the ankles are really bad. When it comes to that sort of thing, focus on the joints that have a lot of mobility to get a lot more dynamic posing. I know in particular, like when I entered for Lupus, the 1/144th scale Lupus has terrible hips. Like, everything's in the way over there. You can't really move it. So you have to focus on what you can move and really make it look dynamic. Yeah.
Especially if you've got big skirts and stuff like that, will keep your legs from really moving in a different direction. But they were all MGs, so, or at least 1/100s. So if you can make it look like it's moving, or if it has a perfectly static pose, like say sniping, make it look like something's happening, and utilize, like you said, utilize the joints you do have. Like I said, that was one of the harder parts about that really awesome high new, is that it only had like 2 poses. There wasn't a whole lot of dynamic at all. It was mostly just static, either holding the gun up or holding the gun at the side, and the head turned one way. Like, it was the overall paint work that saved that one, and the nice pictures. Poses, he would have been even higher. I mean, I don't know how much higher you get than being classed in your own group, but it's like so in future, for whether it's my contest or, you know, even some that Justin also is involved with, presentation is how you show us the thing is super important. And if it needs to be in like a video as well to really show it off, or just even on a turntable so you can really point out your details, that's always acceptable too, as long as we can see the thing. And if you can tell us what we need to see, that's even better. Because sometimes you can take a picture and we'll completely miss the thing you're trying to point out because lack of focus, bad lighting, something like that. Just, you know, those are the things we had to judge on. Quality wasn't what was lacking in the builds. It was how you got us the pictures. But it's super fantastic. There was actually a tie. Definitely, there was a tie in for 4th and 5th, if I remember correctly, in intermediate. And it's like that. Those are the ones that I'm like, I don't even know how to break those ties. It's just like I can't give you both the prize. So thank God it was 4th and 5th, not 3rd and 4th. I'm like, damn it, now I have to find a runner-up prize. But I appreciate everybody who joined in, everybody who bought merch, people who just donated for the hell of it because they couldn't jump in time. I was sad that a couple people couldn't make it in that I would have loved to have seen, especially the guy who did the Ballbuster Cannon last year, East Kentucky Gunpla. I know he wanted to get in, just couldn't. So no clue what next year's will be. It's going to have to come to me naturally, just like this one did. You know, Nate's a friend. He just happened to come down with this terrible disease. And like I said, all the money's going to go to the National MS Society. And of course, if you still want to donate, just throw it at the charity email. If you're down for that, by all means. The merch situation sucks right now because you just can't get to you. It's like I'm waiting on my own shirt for more than a month now. They shipped it April 6th. We're at the end of May, and it hasn't even gotten to the U.S. yet.
That's
so,
great.
Like I said, if you want to donate... Oh, and originally I was going to do an auction to auction off the prizes left over. There are no prizes left over because I shifted everything around. So, like I said, if you want to throw any more money on it, it's all good. I did see the point there, Gordon. Just hit me up. I am busy tomorrow. So I'm busy tomorrow. So sorry, I can't meet up with you for that. But we can definitely figure it out. We live in the same city. We'll go ahead and do it. We're already running a little bit long here, guys. So once again, thanks to everybody. Thanks to my celebrity judges over here. It's like, hey, more people probably know you, Justin, than know me. And then, of course, everybody knows Joey from here.
I don't do anything anymore.
No, but people still, when you do something, people jump. So go follow him on the Twitter and on the YouTubes and anything else, Justinus Builds, and then go find the Joe Guns. He's out there as well. Nate Simmons, of course, this was all because of him. Unfortunately, he couldn't join in with us. So we'll talk to him later at a later date, get his thoughts on the builds and stuff like that. Or maybe he could do it on his own channel and throw out the ideas there. He has his own YouTube channel. So go find Nathan Simmons or Nate's Toy Shop on the Facebooks. Thanks to everybody. Y'all have a good night. And I will put together a video of all of the entries as soon as I can. I have a podcast literally first thing tomorrow morning that I have to record. So it's like, I'll get to that when I get to it. So if I can get it out on Master Grade Monday, that would be awesome. So y'all have a good night and everything else. How about medals or trophies down the line? Trophies? If I could build custom trophies, I definitely would. So
Generic
remember, as always,
something.
Say what?
Just like generic hockey trophies.
Well, I thought about doing like high grade models spray painted to different things. You know, you've seen how it's done. So, anyways, remember as always, to keep on nerding, to keep on building, and let's keep building this community together. Because right now, community is what we really, really need in this world. So, y'all have a good weekend. I didn't end it yet.